10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You just left yours on.
Hi,
You didn't tell
everyone.
me all that.
Yeah, well, happy Sunday, everyone. You might notice I have my hat on already. Randy has been experiencing so many issues. It's either with his webcam, it's with his mic, it's with all this other stuff. So I'm protecting myself.
You need to. I got
now.
I got freaking gremlins going on like crazy, it seems like today for some reason. And I don't know why or how come. Oh. But
I know.
I should get a little bit of leeway. It's been 2 weeks since I've done this.
Right? I know. I see Donnie Cho out there in the chat. Has he got his hat made?
I don't know.
I want to know.
Made? I bet he don't.
No, we told him to make one.
I know we told him to make one. That don't mean he did it though, does
it? No.
He's probably sitting out there going. He's probably sitting out there telling everybody, I'm going to tell Randy what Randy was telling me at the end of the night last night when I was sitting there pumping all my WrestleMania stuff at him. And I'm like, no, because I'll be done with this and I'll be back to watching it before it'll ever happen. Ha!
Right. He said he has it on order from Amazon. That's what Donnie Cho says.
On order.
But he always says stuff.
Yeah. And the check's in the mail too, right?
Right. Well, Donnie, if you're feeling froggy, you can come hang out with us, for our show today.
He knows he can jump on anytime. I've already told him that. I don't care.
And he says, send him the link. Maybe he'll get on.
He's got access to get to it anyway. I don't have to send him any link.
Well, Donnie Cho. Anyway, so it's been a weird week.
Yeah.
I have been doing like just stupid stuff. I've been bruising myself and not knowing how I got it. Like I got a nice one on my wrist right here. I haven't figured out how I did that. Okay, and then I got a butt bite on this arm.
Okay. Watch the cuffs. Don't get them too tight. You'll be all right.
It's something. I don't know what I've done. And I'm sitting here and I didn't realize it until I hit my arm. And then I was like, ow. And then I realized, I've already got a bruise there. No wonder it hurts.
But that's old age right there is what that is.
Yeah, pretty much. But happy Easter, everyone. I hope everybody's had a great day. Happy Easter.
I was out there messing with all the kids because we do a community Easter egg hunt where a bunch of the houses, we put the eggs out in the yard for them and the kids come around. They do get a couple or whatever as they're going by. Well, this is time of year. I get our rabbit Max out there. And needless to say, my yard gets lambasted. I got 30 kids trying to play petting zoo with his rabbit. So it's quite interesting for, about a 10, 11-year-old rabbit, which is already past his life expectancy anyway, get out there and do that kind of stuff. But he still does it every year, and all the kids love him, and I'm happy with that.
Well, what's going to happen when he is expired?
Oh, I don't even want to know about it because I'm going to be the one that's going to be the word. I like him better than any of my other animals. Let's put it that way. I mean, honestly, because this rabbit reminds you of the fainting goats. If anybody's ever seen the little fainting goats, and stuff like that just go.
Yes, I have one.
I have walked by this rabbit in his cage and watched him just flop over dead asleep. I thought he died. I literally thought he died.
From narcolepsy.
He suffers from something because I've never seen a rabbit sleep on his back too a couple of times, dead asleep, and I had to go rattle a cage. He looked up like, what? It's the darndest thing. And I mean, like I said, somebody gave it to me for whatever reason. I'm like, no, Nemo, I didn't put a little hat on the rabbit. I did have a vest on him. He didn't like that because he was trying to run all around the yard, and I was trying to hold him back.
Right. Yeah.
So, but it's still fun. How's your Easter been going?
It's good. My family went home, and we didn't do Easter dinner or anything like that. We just said, hey, let's just get some pizza and hang out.
Yeah.
So that's what we did today.
Today's my dad's 80. Got to count. Sorry, hang on. 87th birthday. His 87th birthday. So obviously, when we had to do his little caking stuff like that too. Of course, he don't care as long as it's sweet. He's gonna put it in his mouth. So
that's right. Right. Hey, sugar. We love it. We love it.
So, but he was celebrating that at the same time. So yeah, it turned out to be a pretty good day. So outside of that, we have something coming up in September, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it briefly.
We'll do it the easy way.
All right. You've heard us say it. I'll say it again. September 19th and 20th of 2025. It's the Crossing Realms Conference held in Richmond, Missouri. We have a bunch of guests. We have a bunch of speakers. We have a meet and greet night. We have a psychic gallery that's going to happen with Marilyn Bass. We have got all kinds of things going on, a lot of fun activities. We have vendor spaces still available because we've got a huge field to put everybody in. This is just a huge ordeal. If you want any information, go to Crossing Realms Conference on Eventbrite, and it should give you all the information plus ticketing prices and booth prices. So, Hey, still got time, but I just want to let everybody know we did have to put a cap on the speaker presentations because we only have so much space available in the Civic Center itself. So,
yeah.
There you go.
100%. Okay. While I'm sitting there looking at it, I see that Gary put that out there. Let me pin that message at the top of the chat there. There we go. Your conference tickets are at the top of the chat there. All right. Now on to some heartbreaking news. Some really heartbreaking news because we are also attending a small retirement ceremony today while we're sitting here.
Oh, I know. We are. It's a retirement ceremony, people. It's happening right now. There it is.
It's finally.
Randy's
it no longer wants to adhere to anything. I mean, literally, I can't get it to go around. I can put it on my head as a beanie, but it's just going to go right off.
Right.
So
Randy's tinfoil hat is being retired today.
This tinfoil hat is 3 years old. Okay.
It is.
I've had it for 3 years, long before I started this show. I've had this tinfoil hat. It is going to a place of homage up here on the wall, so it can be replaced. Which, pardon the pun for a second.
There is the new hat, everyone. There it is. There it is. It's a work in progress.
Yeah, I can't get it over the hat yet. I got to play around with it some more.
He's going to do the best he can with it today, but it was made today. So he's got a little bit of work, but it takes time. It takes time to make these your own.
Yeah, it's got to be worked in.
You got to mold these and fix these and put these the way you want them. But, they're worth it. Everybody needs one. And you too can have one for the low price of $3. Just go to your local store. I don't even care. I think they have it at the dollar store.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because
we're going to call it the 250 store now. It's no longer a dollar store. The 250 store.
If I ever start selling shirts, I'll start telling everybody, you buy a shirt, I'll send you a free do-it-yourself tinfoil hat.
That's right. We'll send you directions.
Exactly. No, I ain't gonna send directions. They teach their own on that crap. That's like a snowflake. There's no one the same.
Yeah, but you know what the direction would be? Put it on, get a piece, put it around your head, and just keep wrapping. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. There's your directions.
Ooh, now wait a second. Nemo, you are 100% right. That is an absolute must. Somebody has to teach everybody how to make a tinfoil hat while we're there.
I'll have to probably bring a couple rolls.
Well, we tried to do it with Texas Cowboy hat that time in Alabama, and he tended to not like that too well.
Yeah, he didn't like it. He didn't like it.
He doesn't have the artistic vibe. He doesn't have the artistic vibe we got. So.
No, he doesn't. But I guess I'll have to bring some rolls of tinfoil.
Yeah, and have some fun with it. That's all we can do. So
that's it. Maybe make some on demand. Hand them out for fun.
And I hope everybody gets paper cuts from it. Or tinfoil cups. That's even worse.
Tinfoil cut. Tinfoil cut.
Well, I didn't throw everything together kind of quick today or anything like that. I actually have been slowly building these up as I see stuff out on Facebook. A lot of the stuff today is coming from Facebook. So you guys there will have seen a lot of them. I just thought some of them, you know what? I want to take a better look at this one. And then other ones I want to say, I want to make everybody laugh there. You know what's off.
Well, yeah, so, but I've seen some good stuff coming out on Facebook lately. You know, you can't knock it. I
have a feeling I'm going to have an argument with some people here and there, but we shall see. But the first one, this is kind of interesting because this one kind of caught me, I won't say a little off guard, but it was actually kind of cool to look at. This lady says her daughter was sitting at her kitchen table eating a snack when she received a notification on her phone from the monitor she set up in her dad's room to keep an eye on him because of his health. The notification was that movement was detected, and she realized it was her mother that had already passed, checking on her dad herself. He passed not too long after this. Maybe she was coming to get him to tell him to come on. I wish they had not put the sublet picture of her in there, but it does give you a little context.
Okay, so we're seeing a hospital bed and we're seeing this figure in the back.
Yes.
Okay, now is there kind of like they have plastic around this person, perhaps, or
that's what I couldn't find out for sure. I don't think so.
Because that's what it's looking like to me. I mean, it's very grainy all over.
Yeah,
but super grainy back there. You know what I mean?
Well, as I'm looking at it, what I'm seeing is the fact that they already took this thing and blew it up immensely because that camera, look at your temperature up here, how big it is. You're not getting any of the timestamp you need. So what they've done is they've blown this up to a bigger point and to a larger scale and then cropped it is what they've done, which hurts me right now because I want to believe this is true because it's a good story, but as we're looking at it now, I can't put a whole lot of stock in it because I can't make anything out other than that.
Yeah, can you blow up on the figure itself? Can you zoom that in a little bit?
We're coming in. And this is the other part I have the issue with. I don't know where these lines are coming from.
That's what I was talking about. I mean,
now if the guy's in plastic, I mean, that makes sense. This would be a kind of an opening here, but it just doesn't look like it's right.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but this is where I have the issue with it because I've got these lines here. Of course, once again, like I said, it blew it up so much, but it was something that she got notification about about movement. Now, could the dad have moved and caused it to trip? We don't know. Where's the rest? Yeah. You should have had a video along with it. Where's the rest of it?
Right. Because if the patient moved, that would have done the same thing. Even though, I mean, we have the same face shape. And it seems like the same top build.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't say either way. This is one that I would have to say that we'd have to see the original.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And figure out why we have this grain, this lines, because even in CCTV, it'll be in blocks.
Yeah, should
not
have been blocked.
necessarily in lines. So I'm
Eh,
having a problem with that.
Yeah, and it doesn't tell me, the write-up doesn't tell me anything about what year or anything like that. So
Yeah,
could I tell you that it's not the old style TV lines version, but it
could
should
be.
be digital. If she's getting a notification on her phone, this
It
should be
should be rather
digital.
new.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
should be rather new.
I think Johnny said, they call it a decent fake. I don't know if it'd be a fake, but definitely it's a screenshot from a video, like he says here. It could be the screenshot from a video, but
Possibly.
I honestly believe they took it and they cropped it, they blew it up so they could put the insert of the picture of the lady here, and that's what, by doing that, they degraded the photo to where you can't really make heads or tails.
Right. And if the photo, well, or something, if it's been verified, then I could see them doing this, because a lot
Yeah.
of well-known photos that have been taken of spirits, and they do this insert of a person, but they've already been verified. If this hasn't been verified, I wouldn't have never done that.
No.
I would have put the
No.
original, the blown up, and then her picture. I would have
Yeah.
never
Put
done
everything
that
together
all in
so
one.
people can make their decisions on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But you know what? I can't say for sure.
no,
I
I
can't,
mean without
because,
the original, obviously.
right, with the upper half of the build and the face and the hair, does it look similar? Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely
yeah.
looks similar. Sure.
But look around her neck; it looks like that it's more pronounced. The cross around her neck in the photo here is more pronounced, really, when you look at this image.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
That's
but it's
kind of
also
throwing me off the hair.
yeah, and it's like that's a perfect oval here, obviously, that you're seeing right here for the head. So may just be mistaken identity. You know what I mean?
True. Now we have talked about that in the past, about what we think is our loved ones, or we hope
Yeah.
is our loved ones,
Yeah,
may not be.
yeah, very well may not be.
Yeah,
So
because and this very well may not be her. It could be a sister. It could be an aunt. It could be a grandmother. It could be, all sorts of
yeah,
things,
yeah,
not
very much
necessarily
so.
her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the best we can hope for, is that it is a
Yeah.
relative. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't care how
Oh,
distant, but it is a relative. But I can't say either or. I'm gonna have to put this one on the fence.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with it too. Now, like I said, the story's great, and it sets up it'd be something that I would believe that this kind of situation would happen. She just
Yeah.
passed. Her husband's getting ready to pass. She's guiding him in. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
So
and I want to talk about this a little bit. There is a thing, and I don't know the correct terminology, and I don't know the slang exactly for it, but
okay.
there are reported cases of terminal patients reaching out, talking to people who are not there, that are saying that they are loved ones. There have been cases where they've actually felt better and had this miraculous, feel good moment where they're up and walking and talking, and then the next thing you know, they're gone.
Yeah.
It's been, reported and recorded and studied, and this is a true thing.
Yeah.
So I'd be questioning it quite a bit.
And in that same situation as you're talking about, I mean, the old man, I say the old man, I'm assuming he's an elderly gentleman in there. There's no telling how long he was married to this woman. That man
Right.
is probably sitting there dying of a broken heart anyway. I've seen that happen. I don't know how many times. One spouse dies, the other one's gone within 30 days. Almost every,
Right.
especially people that are married 50, 60 years. They die of a
Yes.
broken heart a lot of times. They really
Yes.
do.
Yes.
And I'll firmly believe that till the day I die. So,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
that's too much
And
sadness for me. I don't want to do sadness no more.
Yeah, it doesn't happen every time, but it has been known to happen. So, I mean, like I said, I'm on the fence about I love the story. I love the story. I can say that. I love the story. I can't say much about the picture, because like I said, I don't have all the evidence, but, I would like to, or I hope that this is what actually happened.
Yeah, that's what I want to believe. Let's put it that way.
Yes, I want to believe that. Absolutely.
Okay. So, I don't want to do the sadness no more. That's a sad one. That one gets me. But anyway,
It does.
okay, this one I'm going to have some fun with, I think, because there's no real info on the metadata. The date timestamps are kind of iffy on it to start with. This was out on Bigfoot Believers. It's also been on Cryptid University. It's been on several different groups on Facebook, and it's taken, quote unquote, from a gang cam in Georgia. And everybody
Okay.
that is out on Facebook in the last probably 3 weeks has seen this plastered freaking everywhere.
Okay.
I don't know who MVTV is to start with.
You're gonna have to blow
Never
that
heard
up
of
a
him.
little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm
Because I
coming with it.
cannot see that at all. Okay.
I don't know who MVTV is, so I couldn't tell you who that is. But
You want to know my thoughts right off the bat?
tell me what I'm thinking.
AI.
First
I
thing
see
I thought
AI
too.
written on this.
All over the place. Now I didn't get with Steve Kroll's because I would have had him put it on his AI detection thing. I just didn't think about doing it because I just want to talk about it, the ridiculousness of it to start with. Okay. I'm not saying that these people are really trying to be whatever, but somebody has got everybody on Facebook in an uproar, and every cryptid group posting this over and over again over the last 3 weeks. And I don't mean just a little bit. Every single paranormal and cryptid group has had this thing on it in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Now, first rattle out of the box. Okay, we've got something that supposedly, now you and me both know, these things have done their best to avoid game cameras for a good amount of years, right?
Right.
So how many of them you think that one right there's got to be the dumbest Sasquatch known to man? Okay. I'm gonna put my face in the camera. Yeah,
Right.
okay. That's just not gonna work that way.
Now,
Here's
I have seen some pictures where it has caught maybe part of the hand
yeah,
or, or something like that. But I
fur
have
or a
never seen
hair. Yeah.
one look straight at it.
Yeah. Okay. So that being said, this is supposedly taken, and that's providing that the camera is in the right, got everything set properly. This is supposedly taken on the 7th of August, 2022 at 2:42 a.m.
Oh, well, we've
in
got a
Georgia.
problem. We got
Yeah.
a problem.
That's just based off of the data that's on the actual photo. Why have I got sunlight in Georgia at 2:42 a.m.? First of all,
I can't say. I can't say.
okay.
Yeah, because you would definitely know the difference between a flash at nighttime than, pure daytime. So
Yeah,
it is
that's
definitely light outside.
Yeah. Okay. Number 2.
Unless they had it the time wrong. I mean, it can happen. But if you're
True.
out there and you are trying to collect evidence, you got to make sure that stuff is right.
100% every time.
You've got to.
Yep. Okay. So even with that all said and done, all right, top part, all your lines are perfectly in line with the outer edge of the actual frame until you get down here to where this is down with. What do I have here? What do you see right here?
Well, there, my goodness, look at that.
And not just a little bit. It looks like they tried to do this 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, because you can see where there's breaks in the line.
Yep.
And
look
there
right
should
here. You got 1, 2, 3 different little white lines that's in the actual frame, and then you got the actual what should be the actual frame here. Okay.
Right.
My bet is
how far can you zoom that in so everybody can see that?
Here, I can come to right here. Look at this.
Yeah, because it's actually going into the picture.
Yeah. That tells me in there when they're doing it, somebody either overlay or way they were doing their AI or way they were doing their photoshopping, they got a shaky hand is what they got.
Something happened there. Yeah, that didn't come out right.
Yeah. And Johnny's right. Now, Johnny, you're right. Most trail cams are black and white as long as it's not during the day. If it was at night, it would be black and white. But a lot of them nowadays, during the day, they're color. They're just regular old cameras.
Mm-hmm.
But that line right here, that white line right there, that shows to me right then and there, this sucker's been tampered with.
Right. It has been. So
and his teeth are just all messed up. Was he trying to get a dentist? I mean,
that's neither here nor there. But the thing about it is that all the data that is on this picture is wrong.
Yeah.
And then on top of this, all of that. You can see where it has been tampered with.
Yes,
because
100%.
Everybody knows when you're looking at a say if you take a picture on your phone.
Yeah.
That bottom line where it cuts that picture off is smooth. And it doesn't have I don't know, it doesn't have all these spaces in between. It doesn't, it is all the same size. This is it's thick and then it's thin and then it's dotted and then it's there's something wrong there. It looks like they tried to mess with that a couple times. So I'm going to say this is not.
It's time to break it in.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you there. I'm going to say that's an awesome book cover, but I wouldn't put it out there as actual evidence.
Yeah, but like I said, you cannot hardly go to a cryptid group on Facebook right now without this photo all over it.
Yeah. Well, because, all of the Bigfoot skeptics are going to be running all over this.
Yeah. Now, Nemo is taking us to task for it, though.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Nemo. I'll bow my head in shame. I just have to do that.
Oh, no. So, I am, and let's get this straight. I am not a believer. I am a knower. I know my truth.
Yes.
But that picture right there has a lot of problems to be called evidence.
Yeah. 100% it does.
Yeah.
It's just,
and I seen AI
not
as
right.
I looked at it. Yeah. AI. But
that's what I thought.
But I did say that would be a great book cover.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to throw on. Yeah. Never mind. I'll be quiet on that one.
Right.
I don't know what it'd be a book cover for the one that Donnie did last night. How's that?
Oh, well, no, that is not even good for that one. Yeah, no.
Okay. So.
But
yeah.
But you're right, Nemo. That one needs to floss a little better. Maybe we get it some
problem with this photo also is the fact that how many of these people, you would not believe the comments on every one of them either. People are such true believers. Don't get me wrong. I want to believe. I haven't had the experience yet, and I tell people I haven't had it. So while I want to believe, does not mean that I am going to go nose first in and get my what knocked off just to say that I believe it. But I lean that way. Whereas this is one that people are jumping on and saying, that's a great catch. That's a great catch. Have you not been paying attention to the last 50 years of Bigfoot research and image captures that are out there? Because they've never had one like this. And if they ever had one like this, you have to immediately say, what the heck? Who did what?
Right.
That's completely out of the ordinary.
Captures, the best captures that I've seen, of course, let's not even bring the film into it. Okay.
No. Yeah. No.
The Patterson-Gimlin film. We're not going to bring that one into it. But the best captures that I've seen of Bigfoot have been at a distance.
Yeah.
They have not been up close and personal like that. I have seen, like I said, that one hand that was caught on a trail cam that I can't explain it. And all the data, works out. I mean, everything is on the up and up, and it's hard to explain what that type of hand is doing there. But like I said, that one there is what I would assume to be AI.
Uh-oh, Moon just posted something. She may have found it. He may have found it. She may have. I don't remember. Damn it, my mind went blank.
May have found
That's
Halloween
it.
costumes.
I'm going to actually copy that link real quick, and I'm going to throw it up here just to see if I can see it. If that's what you're
Yeah,
talking
let's see
about.
if we can see that. That'd be fun.
No, never mind. She just said, "You gave me a orangutan. Come on now." Messing with me.
Right.
A
Thank
warthog
you,
looking
Moon.
orangutan.
I
Thank you,
love that.
Moon. Thank you, Moon.
Thank you. But like I said, I don't. I'm 100% with you, Randy, on this because everything that we have caught
Yeah.
on film, on it has all been at a distance. We have nothing that is
No.
close up like that. We've talked forever about how Bigfoot kind of, they not only, sense these things around or see the IR, they can also smell the plastic. They can
Mhm.
smell the scent. They're going to avoid it like the plague.
Yes.
So
100%.
that would, if that were a true picture, that would be bigger than the Patterson Gimlin film. I'm just saying, if
Oh,
that was true,
by a long shot. By a
by
long
a long
shot.
shot, absolutely.
Okay. So now that we've got that out of our system,
Yeah.
let's see here. This one they had a lot of stuff to go along with this. I'm gonna throw it up there, and then I'll let you know this is the fourth and final picture in a series that this person did. Now, this picture, but they were taken April of 2022, the day of their best friend's funeral, and her phone was set on a 3-second timer. Okay, in selfie mode.
Yes.
So as they were trying to get the pic of the dog himself, to try to lighten the mood around or whatever, it's around midnight, and she heard the timer go off. You know how it counts back. As you're ready with her back to it. So just figured the dog had walked in front and triggered the motion on it and stuff like that. So she went and picked it up and then went through, and then this was the fourth one. She had several that she took during the day, but those are one of those that they're iffy at best. So I didn't even like looking at those. But that lamp that's back there that you see the globes on right there is about 8 feet high from floor to ceiling. Okay. The globes behind, and there are globes behind it. And this thing, earlier that day, she was getting ready for funeral and smelled rotten eggs and strange because the home's all electric. Now, that being said, one person obviously said this looks like a chair. There's some skirting around the bottom or an armrest. And this is all out of the comments now, mind you. But somebody reminded her that, hey, egg smells and sulfur smells like that and fishy smells can be a sign of electrical issues. You've got to get that stuff checked when you smell it. If you're in an all-electric house, guys, you smell that out of the blue, you want to get some stuff checked, okay, just to be on the safe side. But you also get the sulfur smell at evil presences as well, right?
That is true. Absolutely true.
Now she's stuck, what is she actually looking at? So as we look at this, what are your first thoughts on that?
See, right here is where bring it up a little closer, because I do. Well, it looks like it's moving for sure. Whatever it is.
That's what I thought. I honestly, and look how it blocks out those globes there.
I mean, black.
Yeah.
And if you've ever heard me talk about spirits, that you could be in complete darkness, your absence of light.
Yes.
But a spirit or black mass will appear blacker than black.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the ghost hunters out there know what I'm talking about. You can see the black mass in the complete darkness. When your eyes, acclimate to it being dark, you can see these things moving. I have a picture. It's in my archive. I'd have to dig it out. But a friend of mine took a picture, and they were doing an experiment. And this was we were in the basement of the Pythian Castle.
Okay.
And we were doing an experiment where we were using smoke, a smoke machine, and then fluorescent green lighting. And what it was doing is it was actually making a space kind of like a light grid would do, except times 100%. So if any shadow were to walk through that, you'd see the smoke move, and then you would see it in the fluorescent lighting as if you were using a light grid. She caught a picture of something very close to this, but more defined. More defined. You can actually make out the body shapes, the shoulders, the head, the everything. And it reminds me of this right here. So, hey, that looks kind of strange to me. I mean, I don't even know what to do with that. I mean, it does look like it's moving. It does not look like a person. I'm not seeing any like phantom legs or arms or anything like that. I'm not seeing the signs that we would normally, you know, say, hey, well, that's a person moving. I'm not seeing any of that. Are you seeing it?
It looks like movement to me. That's why I wanted this one to come in, because it was like, the more I looked at it, I was like, and the comments kept talking about chair and stuff like that. I'm like, well, first of all, that's in the wrong place for a chair to start with, if you want to get right down to it. Unless you're just going to face the chair against the wall. And like I said, you're right. Everything else is crystal clear. Look at that chain.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is the only thing that's blurred. That means it's moving.
Something is moving. But like I said, I mean, we've looked at this, other pictures, and everybody out in chat and watching have seen these that we've shown, where you can actually pick out the person. You know, you might have to look closely a lot of times, but you can see that leg or that arm, and it just shows somebody in motion in a still picture.
Yeah, exactly. And this one, though, once again, you're talking about absence of light, but it also, if you look right here, it almost looks like it's reflecting light.
Right. Right.
Now, if I would suggest that I would go with the fact that it being that dark and reflecting a little light right there, that's still not a person. I wouldn't think. You should be able to make out something else about a person in this situation, unless they were
you would
running across, they'd have to be. And then you still be able to pick up something. But if a person was running across here, it would blur across the entire frame, is my bet.
Yeah.
Because they'd have to be moving that fast.
Right. Yeah, I'm stuck on this one. I don't, I'm not going to say it's not paranormal. I'm not going to say it.
No.
Because they do a lot of strange thing. Yes, and Johnny, the smoke machine and all that, it is awesome. I mean, you can't use it everywhere. A lot of places prohibit that sort of thing, but this place did allow us to do it for that night. And I will try to pick up that picture and send it to Randy, so we'll have it and we can do this next week, because you guys are going to love this picture. It's really freaky.
Yeah, definitely.
And you may have seen it before, but I'll bring it back. And it's just a phenomenal picture. And I was standing right behind her. Otherwise, I wouldn't have believed it myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And Roger, some talking about the electrical we were talking about before, and it could be smoke. I thought about that too, but there's just too much solid here on this line for this to be smoke for me.
The lines are too, I guess, neat. They're not as wispy as it would be associated with smoke, like we've seen in other pictures that are saying, hey, this is spirit. No, that's your campfire smoke, or something of that nature.
This little blur out here looks like it's just doing a little bit to the light in this area right here. That could be more like smoke. But, if she's got this right here and smelling that, she needs to get something checked real quick, if that's the case.
I would assume if I saw that and I smelt the smoke, I would assume the house is on fire.
Yeah, it wouldn't just be that, or somebody's gone into spontaneous human combustion, because that's too dark and too dark a smoke to not notice.
Right. But you know what? I don't know. That's a pretty cool picture.
Yeah. And Johnny, I mean, 90% I'm with you. I mean, I can't say that I trust or don't trust. I have to go at face value and trust them for what they say. I mean, there's some that will sit there and say they see something, and I'll dismiss it at first until we get it here and really start looking at it, and then there's been many a times on here that my mind's been changed once we dig into it. So
Right. Right. Well, and Cool Hand says a shadow person caught from the side. Yeah, possibly.
that's
Possibly.
that was exactly what I thought. I was going with good catch for what I have here and the information I have. I'm going good catch.
Yeah, not every shadow person looks like smoke. You know
No.
what I mean? There are shadows that look exactly like people. There are shadows that look, like I don't know why I don't know what you would call it, like a little troll or something else. I mean, it again, it's based on its timing of manifestation where it's sitting at. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with this one.
Yeah.
I mean, because as we say, pictures of three, always pictures of three. But we only have this one, so I'm gonna go based on what I see. I'm gonna say this could possibly be something.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Right.
I am 100% with you on that one. So, all right. So now, let me see. We've done pretty good on that one. So, this one I got like two. This one's got two of them coming back now. This one was caught on, and it was out on Paranormal Sightings. Is where I got this one in the group on Facebook. And
Okay.
this person said she was letting the dog out. For reference, the windowsill is approximately 4 feet 6 inches above the ground. This is
Okay.
her house is Georgia. She lives in the UK. Okay, the camera often has episodes of constantly coming on while pictures are pixelated and it struggles to focus.
Yes.
Looked for many causes, but have yet to find any. So she's got some issues, obviously, that's causing some focus issues where she's got it at. There's no flues, no light.
Electrical is
Yeah,
a good indicator. Yeah.
exactly. So no flues, no lights from next door gardens or anything like that. Here are two shots from different nights earlier this year. Now, I don't know if that's this year or last year because I couldn't remember what date it was actually posted, but it was posted on one of these that they kind of make the rounds. A couple of years
Yeah.
later to come back up. So,
Yeah.
but one was really strong. It freaked her out, and she was behind the door, and they have dug up Georgian gaming tokens and bits of 17th century pottery in the flower bed to the left.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we got some history. Okay.
Here's the first one. Okay. I could see where she could say that. I mean, that easily could be mistaken for just signs come through the window, but there's some things that stand out on it to me.
Yeah,
She's behind the door. She's behind the door right there. This is number 4. Hang on. I'm going back to number. Did I do number 3? 3 and 4. Didn't I say 3 and 4? No, it's 4 and 5. Okay, so 4 is. This is one I wanted. Never mind. I'm good. I thought I was on the wrong one for a minute.
Don't get confused. I know it's been a minute since we did a show.
She's behind that door. You can see her back there. But this is interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Let zoom out in on what that. Yeah.
This. Okay.
Yeah, let's look at. Wow. That's kind of strange, isn't it?
Yeah. It catches me a little off guard because of the way it's being silhouetted there. I'm gonna back up and let's see the whole thing there. I would think if I'm just getting reflection through the light through the window right there, I should not see this up here. Really, I definitely shouldn't see this down here, unless there's a reflection coming back from something back on this side that would come back. But still,
I mean, Cool Hand's right. Cool Hand's right. It says looks like Casper.
Yeah,
you're 100% correct there.
Yeah.
Let's zoom back into that as far as we can get.
Okay. And this is where I thought I would find something that would be a telltale, but I did not.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing anything from the window that would produce that type of
silhouette.
I don't know.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah, I mean, if that, yeah, that's the best word I could think of too.
I mean, but there's also this part right here. I don't know, could not tell what that is, unless it's part of something down the wall. I'm guessing because as we back out, there's the garden area over here,
Right.
and this
I
is
mean,
even darker.
I wish we had a little bit more information on the history,
Yeah.
such as, what was there before the house, because apparently something was.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds here. I got to copy the link that Moon just left me out there so I can actually look at this here in a few minutes as well.
Okay.
But all right, pause that. All right, now that I got that, I can go back to it and find it. But on this one again, you're right. I mean, but the one thing I was looking for was smudge marks, overlay marks, anything to show that this was added in, and there's nothing there.
And yet it has the wispy smoke-like appearance that we were just talking about in the other photo.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I have a little bit of an issue, see this little purple blob that's right here, but that could be a reflection. And this thing is not showing black and white at all. You can see it's not black and white.
No, it's color. It's definitely color.
And the only reason it's doing this, being a CCTV or trail cam, whatever you want to call it, some sort of security camera, is because of this light is causing the infrared detectors and emitters to not fire up. It's showing it as lights. So this is a quote unquote color picture. And why? How would it come all the way down to here?
I don't know. Is it okay? So this is my thing. Now, is it producing a shadow behind it on the wall?
That's what it looks like to me too. I thought the same thing, but I think it's just the wall is dark, and this is obscuring the actual darkness of the wall going back toward the garden area.
I don't know, unless the wall is super deteriorated where there is a very big pronounced color change in the wall. That looks like a shadow to me.
Yeah. And like I said, only reason I say that is because of how dark it is back here, how dark it is right here. Here's my other issue that I was thinking about as well. I cannot tell for sure if that particular silhouette is closer to the camera than it appears. You see what I'm saying?
Because it has that fisheye, the fishbowl effect. Let's just call it the fishbowl effect.
Yeah. Yep. So
because
what if that thing's
distorting? It's distorting the picture.
Yeah. So it could be closer and be in line with the actual opening of the door. I don't think so, but it could be.
Randy, you're giving me some good ones tonight because I mean.
Hey, I've been playing around with this. I've had time to stump you, dadgummit.
You are stumping me, absolutely, because I can't tell you what is happening in this picture.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what might cause that. I can't tell you. I can't debunk this, but yet I can't confirm it.
No, not quite. But remember, there's another one that was taken as well, and that's right here.
All right, zoom in on that.
I'm assuming you want me to zoom in right here, right?
Yeah, I want to look. Now that looks a little bit weird to me.
That does. That's what made me think when I was talking about where that first one was sitting, maybe this way, maybe that way, whatever. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter now because I personally, when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, guess what? I just got confirmation right here. And it was taken a day apart. Well, I can't call it true confirmation.
To me, it looks like they've manipulated this picture, like they've cropped it, they've done something, because the edges, like on the doors from the wood, and they're all kind of look like they have been manipulated in some sort. Because they're not as crisp as they should.
Not on this one. But they also have that overhead light is now on,
Mm-hmm.
which could also be causing this reflection over here. But once again, we're in that same realm of where is it located, how tall is it really, and I don't see anything that would cause that reflection.
All right, so let's zoom back in on that because I want to discuss the outline of this thing,
Okay,
especially on the left-hand side of it.
okay, right here.
Yeah, because you see how, like, on the right side of it, it's kind of wispy and nice, and but if you look on the other side, it doesn't have that wispy effect to it, even going all the way up to the top of it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have it. But I mean, is this? I know that it's not always perfect, and things can happen in pictures, but I think they've manipulated this too much.
Yeah, I think they zoomed in too much is what they did.
Yeah, for me to get a grasp on what I'm looking at, because I'm not sure.
Because I mean,
if they would have left it, then I think it would have been okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they took it from their timeline and they cut it and they did a little cropping and stuff like that to put it right there. I would have much rather had the original image there to work with, but you're right. I mean, the minute they did this, they probably did some enhancements too, judging from what I'm seeing on these windowsills right here. They probably did a little bit of enhancement too. But
well, yeah, every time you copy and paste and blow up and yeah, you're going to start losing your pixelation. So I'm more apt to go with the first picture, not necessarily this one. This one I can't say. But with the history,
when we pulled into here, though, remember this little spot right here, right there by the pipe, Yeah. Again, we come in on this, and what do we have back here?
No,
where were you at? Oh, it's over. Where did I see that?
I see it.
There, but it's higher up this time. See how much higher up it is versus where we saw it before.
Yeah, but now that we've seen the picture on the second picture of what the wall really looks like, there is no discoloration.
No. So see, there's no. Well, I guess they are a little blurred right here, but not bad. It's better than what you would expect.
We're in a fishbowl when we're looking at
this.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a ring camera. It's a ring camera is what it really essentially is.
Go to the second picture real quick. Okay, now you see how everything's kind of warped. We're back in the fishbowl. Maybe it is that camera itself is causing the distortion.
Oh yeah, it very well could be.
But
it's in a different spot now, for some reason.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I'm on the fence on it. I'm on the fence. I mean, to me, together they make a better case than one apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for me, I guess I'm stumped.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. I mean,
because you're talking about with the light, without the light, 2 different times.
Yeah.
You're catching something different. Wow. I guess I'm stumped.
I'm gonna do a little test right here. Now she said it was the next day, right? Isn't that what I said? You see this right here? I don't know if that's a vine coming through there or if that's a light of some sort. So let's see if I can see it in the first one at all.
It's too dark, but you can kind of see something up there.
Yeah, but I couldn't verify one way or the other. So
right. No.
But
all right,
this part
I'm just gonna say, yeah, this is and everyone, this is the same exact location. The camera is in the same position. 2 different days, 2 different lighting, characteristics of the picture. So I'm gonna let everybody, out there in chat. Hey, tell me what you think, because I'm stumped. Do you think it's truth or do you think it's tinfoil?
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
Okay, and now here's some more notes from what she had on there. It said one is a weaker manifestation that's more commonly what they see. So I'm assuming that's going to be the second one that we saw. The other is really strong and freaked her out. That was the one where she was behind the door. So so this is the one they're normally used to seeing, is what we're seeing right here. This is the one that freaked her out because she was standing right there and then she saw it.
It freaked me out.
Well, yeah,
Seriously,
it would me too. And it could, you know what? I just noticed something. We're looking at you were talking about the shadow. It does go up here to the window. I didn't notice that before. It goes up into the window, which makes absolutely no sense because the light's coming from the backside.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got storms coming in, everybody, and I'm hearing the whistling and everything of the storms coming in.
I got last night. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm hearing it whistling. Everything's kind of turning brown outside, so that means it's picking up all the farm dirt and swishing around the air. So I'll be coughing here in a little bit.
Okay. Well, I can laugh at you while you cough. I can do that.
Know, right?
Okay.
I mean, that's horrible.
Actually, you know what? Didn't see if SoCal is out there or not, but let's see here. I'm going to look real quick to see if SoCal's, because I got his stuff. I wanted to make sure he was here for it, and I didn't think to email him. So, and he's not here. So I'm going to wait until he's here so he can answer questions about that one. But I have one more.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to do. We'll wait for you to, like, if you send us stuff to look at, we'll wait for you in chat so you can answer all the questions we have, because that's the best type of evidence. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. This one came from somebody named Shelby Harbin out of Strange, Oklahoma. Was the actual group.
Strange, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and we know that, Pops, we know you belong there. And we know you belong there.
Strange, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. This track was in her yards, and she's just asking if anybody got any idea what it could be. And it kind of confused me a little bit, too. It really did. So I want you guys to see this one, because
is it tracks?
It's a track. This is a track, and I can't say for sure what it is, but I think I might know what it is. And Pop's a good tracker and stuff. I'll let him look first. Now, this is the first picture. There's two pictures of it. She's got her foot next to it on the second one, which I'm going to show you right now. That's her foot now next to it. She found it in her yard. Why she doesn't have any more than just the one, I don't know.
Well, maybe that's the only one that they could take a picture of.
Could be. Yeah, very well could be. I need to verify with Pops, because when we sit there and we see nails like this, I automatically think canine.
But there's only four. It honestly looks like a double track to me.
That's what I thought too. I thought the same thing. I mean, I'm not I can tell you what a track is if I know what the track is, but I don't know what the track is. But that's a double step for sure. But what's actually stepping here? The other part of the dog, which should have more claw marks, wouldn't you think? I wouldn't think that's a bear. Yeah, Gary, that's what I'm saying. I thought it's an overstep of some sort. But does that look like regular canine type tracks to you as far as the claws go? Yeah, John, I don't know. It's always just one, it seems like.
To me, it looks canine.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Big.
Yeah, because that's not, I don't know how big her shoe is. She didn't say how big her shoe was, but I'm just going to say basic. Let's just say she's got a 10-foot or 10-inch or 8-inch foot or shoe right here. Okay. Let's just say 8 inches. So, but still, it's definitely, it really looks like a double track to me too. It looks like an overstep, like Pops was saying. Just, my only issue is you don't see much of the pad, really. You see where the claws dug in.
Yeah, but we know that, the consistency of the ground can change. It doesn't have to be like all mucky, or, it could have its little dry spots, wet spots. It's not always uniform.
Okay, so yeah, he's confirming what we're saying pretty much. We think that the front's canine. But then he said the back is smudged, which is what we were looking at here. He says some sort of big bird, maybe. I don't know what big bird would be there, so I'm not for sure.
I'm just going to call it alien, and I'm done.
Yeah. We're going to put that one in the same realm as that one that was supposedly in Germany and in Oklahoma at the same time.
Yeah.
In the snow.
It's an alien.
We're going to call that alien. Where's Donnie when you need him?
Right. Yes. It's alien. I'm gonna say that first track is a dog. Now, whether another animal came up after it, before it, whatever happened there, it looks like after it.
Yeah.
So
these were already there when something made this other print back here.
Right.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, that's where I was kind of going with it and what I was thinking, but I wanted to get others' opinion on it for the pure D fun of it, you know. But that was one of those I was like, this is actually really, really kind of cool looking.
Moon at Noon says Dragon Track. I'll go with that too.
I saw that. Yeah, we're good with that. I mean, Khaleesi's going to be happy with you.
Exactly. Her dragons are still alive.
And I'm trying to bring up my go home thing here. If I can find it here.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because I got one for you. I still got one for you. Just to let you know. Oh, yeah. By the way, you'd be proud. My granddaughter's been playing with the dowsing rods.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Maybe she can find us water when we have a big drought.
Well, she was talking to my deceased dog, Weenie.
Oh. Well, then now you're raising them right.
Well, yeah, I hope so anyway. Let me see if I can get this thing to do what I want it to do here. All right.
Yeah,
so I'm going to share this.
I'm going to put this with the... I have no idea, because if there was one print like that, there's another. They just showed the one, and they probably showed the weirdest one. You know what I mean? They could probably have tracks that go down, a couple more steps, and they're perfectly fine. It's just something else stepped exactly with this one, making it appear weird. So I'm just going to say it's alien, everyone. It's alien.
Yeah, I'm going with alien. Because that works for me as far as I'm concerned. That just absolutely
I guess we need to put the tinfoil hats on to protect ourselves from the aliens.
It's trying to get me. It's trying to get me.
Yes, exactly. That's all. Yeah, we're just gonna. Yeah. Where
are you? There we go. All right, now I've got the one I wanted.
All right, let's see it,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Should I take off my hat or leave it on? That's the question.
You can do whatever you want with it, because this one, you'll never figure it out.
Is that a cat?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's a cat.
This cat is not my cat. I found this when I was doing all this other crap, and somebody threw it out there for jokes. And this cat stuck its face into a bowl of flour.
I love it.
I was laughing so hard I couldn't stop.
I love it. I'm like, is that a cat?
And he does not look amused.
Nemo says Darth Kitty.
Darth Kitty. I'm good with that. Oh. What am I hooked on? There we go. Got it. My headphones hooked on the chair. Like, crap, I can't move.
I love it. I think we should end every show of a weird animal pick. You know what I mean?
I started looking at them because they come up more often than not. You wouldn't believe how many I've got.
Yes, they do. And I love this one. This looks like, Sinister Cat. You know what I mean?
Right there.
It's going to start some crap, and you're just not going to know what hit you.
And the way I understood this cat went up to the bowl that had flour in it. And, cats are going to sniff everything.
Exactly.
It sniffed, and then it sneezed, and that's what happened.
Well, my daughter's cat just can't, put her head down and sniff something. She has got to actually nose plant into what she sniffs. And I could actually see her doing this. But the mustache is great. The mustache is
that right
great.
there looks like where he was sneezing, and that was the only part that didn't get stuff on because he was sneezing.
Or that's where the air came out when he sneezed.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I love it.
That's hilarious. And
that
he just looks so happy.
That is the most sinister, evil-looking, mischievous cat I've ever seen. Right there.
I want you all to know that cat is plotting our death right now.
That is it. The takeover of the world.
Oh my goodness, that was a funny one. I love that one. I had to get it. I had to do it. My wife actually sent it to me originally. I was like, oh, I'm going to bring that one in.
That's right. That's it.
But anywho, man.
Well, that went by fast.
Yeah. But you know what? I cut back on all the numbers that I did. I had 2 more, like I said, but I wanted to make sure SoCal was here when we did it. But I got 2 more for that one. But that was only 6 photos that we went through.
I know.
Other than the cat.
Well, we got to count the cat. It's Mr. Sinister.
Yeah.
Mr.
Mischievous. Disclaimer.
Oh, there it is. There's the disclaimer, everyone. No cats were harmed in the making of that photo.
Anywho.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for this week.
Yep. That's it.
Don't forget to join the other shows that Randy and I frequent. Texas Front Porch will be on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central. And then catch us again on Wednesday on the Blondes and Boos channel with Paranormal Show and Tell. It'll be me, myself, and Donnie Cho, and probably Tex if he's available. And I guess we'll see you then, everyone. So have a good night, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Push the button. See y'all later.
That button.